It's your boy, Wowinfo. Man. So weird. Every time I try and do the right thing, I get so emotional. Like a minute ago, I was so perfectly normal, and I'm about to tell you what this episode's about. And I just can't. Sucks. Sorry, I'm gonna need a minute. There's a link in the description. I don't know these people. I don't collect money on somebody else's behalf. Never have, never will. I state these things because there's a lot of evil people in this world, all right? There's Okay, let's try this now. I got water all over my face here. I feel a little bit different. So I'm talking today about a woman from Portage la Prairie. She's a 19-year-old woman. She just recently gave birth, I believe, and don't quote me on these timelines, but August 27th or August 25th. Roughly. I could be wrong about these timelines, and I do apologize if recently she's given birth, okay? Now, everything was going perfect for little baby Stevie Ann. I believe that's the baby's name. Look, I'm overwhelmed with just emotions, so I apologize if that's also wrong. There's a link so you can read about this in the description there. So if you want to, you can copy that link into a browser and you can go read about this beautiful family and a village that has come together to aid a very sick mother in her most absolute time of need, okay? Really, I like information. To me, means bringing awareness. Awareness is a great heads up of something that's coming, right? Or something that is here, but it's on the other side of the mountain right now, or it's in 100 miles from your village. You know, it just struck another village. It's heading to yours. You know what I mean? So when you're in this world, if somebody is in trouble, there are people who love to throw shade, and they'll quickly pick up their phone and they'll pass on shady messages about another person, maybe screenshots, video. They'll make fun of them via text, via phone, via cell phone, via home phone, via coffee at the kitchen table, right? Now, I would never do this. I have never done this in my life. There is something called ethics, and I take that shit very seriously. You cannot say you are a morally encompassed person without ethics at the highest level. ethically speaking. You can't have ethicality without morality. Okay. Now, and also remember, the people who made this world, they are not as smart as I am. You have to understand that. Those people are the ones who created 100,000 different languages for you to be trapped in, right? Rather than just concentrating on the most one of the most perfect languages that's been forced onto us. We can literally say forced onto us. English, right? Now, what I'm getting at, we want to understand science, right? Science, right? Something you guys, some of you take very seriously. I appreciate those people who take science extremely seriously. Science can't be taught in all 258 languages around the world so that you can have a perfect scientist in the end. Science doesn't have a word in English, in other languages like it does in English. Translatable or a meaning. Define, this is a definition of this, and then it's stated in English. They don't have a definition in many, 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 many countries around the world. Do you want me to name some? Sure. Philippines. There are tons of countries within Africa, nations with like, different languages. Their science is nowhere near English's level. Now, there may be an ancient dialect of some Sanskrit or some ancient African language that is the most proper and pure and best language for using science. But you can't name one scientist that knows that language and states it out loud. The most powerful language in the world, or one of three, I'm not going to name the other ones because it just leads to a bunch of problems with, people thinking things, and your small minds don't matter to me and never will. English is the most perfect language for science that the majority of the world has access to. So when you want to learn something, be informed, get information, the best studyable language for scientific purposes and meaning and definitions is obviously Canadian. All right? I did it. I said Canadian. We don't need to say the word English anymore. What do you speak? You speak Canadian, right? We can go over and above. I don't agree with Britain, England in any way, shape, or form. I think we should take back language and not give them the right to say that they put it here, right? You may have had some people come through, but your level, I do not speak like a British person. Number one, I'm a Canadian. And if you look on computers now, they state 3 or 4 different types of English. Did you notice that? There's a Canadian inside dialect, inside PCs, which I guarantee you don't understand. That's used for AI. That's used for AI to understand on so many levels. Accents, slang. So what AI, the majority of AI will only be used for military purposes in the future. You don't have to believe me. You have to understand what I'm saying. Okay? The people who created it, it starts with a D and ends with an A. And there's very few people in my chat that can say what I'm talking about right now. Now, there's a company called DARPA, and they've just managed to launch Tesla-style free energy. This is true. These are factual statements. They use airplanes, hubs on the ground, shooting energy into the air. The airplane then is your router. Like, most of you can't comprehend what I'm saying, but yes, I am a genius. The router then shoots that down onto a city and provides the letter F word, ton of energy. Okay? Dark Shaman, how are you? I just want everybody to understand that, the world is full of information, but when it's gathered incorrectly, or when it's passed through Muppets who have millions of subscribers and are funneled to the top by AI companies, corporations, with bot servers that are daily creating 4,000 to 5,000 new accounts on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, for those people to look like they are, well, they're controlling your minds with the subscriber count. It's extremely sad, but there's something called psychology, right? And I've noticed how this works. People are more inclined to click on and subscribe to a channel with 5 million subscribers every day than they are to click on and subscribe to a cool channel with 50 or 100 or 1,000 subscribers. Very unlikely to load the same amount of subscribers in a day that the millions of subscriber channel gets. And the simple reason is rats follow the cheese. The cheese is the cheesiest person on the internet with the most pathetic life they say is this way, and then they get off stream and they're crying all day every day. I come on stream, I say I had a bad day today. I was crying today. I feel sad inside. I don't fucking hide, you know, how I'm feeling. And if I'm sad, I'm going to say I'm sad. You're going to hear it in my voice because I'm not fucking fake. The world is full of fake people, and that is a big problem. The world is full of people with an underlying agenda of greed. They don't actually love or care about the majority of people they say they care about. They're greed driven and use those people. Now, I can give you hundreds of fact points to prove this. Hundreds. But I refuse to because it'll hit too close to home for you and it'll make you feel really sad. It'll make you feel really sad knowing that the people you think are there to help and guide and protect you have not even done that partially in your lifetime. And that's why I had the most beautiful phone call with a lady from Rogers, an important lady from Rogers last week, okay? Listen to me. This is important. She said that we have no right listening or following not only in our parents' footsteps, but allowing our parents to guide us once we have reached our age. She says specifically, and have you watched the last 3 years of my show? I've said how the youth of tomorrow are always going to be smarter if they were properly guided, right? So how do I word this so you can understand? So not guided by your parents, but guided by, an angel, somebody in the world that cared about you and influenced you. So you have a choice. You can either be alone your whole life, or you can surround yourself with eagles. And I picked eagles. And I picked eagles that were good people. They didn't pick on me. They didn't call me down. They didn't throw stuff at me, and they never stole from me. Now, has there ever been a vulture that pretended and posed as an eagle? Fuck yeah, 100%. But a succubus, worse than a vulture, you know what I mean? But you get rid of them. You chuck them. You chuck them. You never, once it gets chucked in the water, you can't go get it. You chuck them. And in my terms, in Iceland, we say fuck off. And you don't get to, once an Icelander tells you to fuck off, there is no coming back from that. You have to understand what I'm saying. We're legends. There's not many of us. We've been, figure out why there's so few of us left. We've been deceived over and over by kings. So, you have only a few Icelanders left. You should check out how smart Icelanders are. You should go check out the IQ of an Icelander. Some of the smartest people in the world are Icelanders. There are fucking none of us. There is like 70 of us. 8 billion of you, 70 of us. Yet we retain the world's strongest men, fucking guaranteed beautiful souled people that are not greed driven. Why do you think there's so few of us? They're scared of the culture that we've maintained this whole fucking time while everybody else has almost entirely gone to the side of evil, greed. You can ask yourselves if you're greedy. You can ask yourselves. I ask myself all the time, and I have to prove it to myself that I'm not. I can hold a boatload of money in my hands, or I could share that and help somebody else in their time of need. Which one do you think I chose? How many, if you think I only had that choice given to me one time, you're a sad sack. 10x all day. At least 10x. I've done that. How many fucking times have you taken everything you have and held out your hand and said, here, take this. Ease your mind. I hope this helps. Because you're sad sacks and you're greedy. I grew up with the most greedy person in the world. I had a dad, and he did not raise or care for me and my family, and he did nothing to benefit my life. Nothing. I don't expect him to buy me nice, awesome Nikes or anything like that. I would have liked to have 3 fucking pairs of pants in my closet. And whenever I did get a brand new pair of gray sweatpants, I fucking love sports. The first thing I did was get grass stains from one end to the other and tear holes in them. Not on purpose. I mean, I fell running at top speed in the rocks. And I get home, and rather than my mom be like, and my mom's a good person, but we're poor. And for my mom to work so hard for me to come home and have ripped pants, whether they were $7 or $9 sweats or not, she was sad, and she got mad at me. And my knees are all full of fucking rocks and gravel, and I gotta go have a bath. I'm 6. I gotta go in the bathtub and pick rocks out of my leg myself and put fucking peroxide on my own knee. Shivering and, like, fucking, it hurts. You know what I mean? So the way you guys grew up and the way I grew up, way different. Way different. I didn't have any older brothers, or I didn't have a dad to like, hey dad, these people beat me up today. Nothing like that. Never have. Never had a person. I never went to anybody and said, hey, I need help. These guys beat me up. I went and bought a weight bench for $75 off. I don't know where I got it from, but I got a weight bench, and I bought a bunch of weights, and I started lifting weights. I started running every single day after soccer. I used to run certain areas, I'm not going to say, but for miles, for 20 years, 20 fucking years, every day. I have one of the strongest hearts in the world. And there is no quit in me. That's why evil don't fuck with me. They trust me. Many motherfuckers who are pure evil have consistently tried to fuck with me. And I stomp them all out. Every single one of them. And I can't even express to you the types of different associations that tried to fuck with me. We are not the same. So when I do a video for somebody else, and I'm like, hey, if you guys have any cash, if you could, shoot her a $5 or a $10 to her GoFundMe, it means a lot to those who do, right? But I'm gonna have to give her something because it's very important to me. But I'd like to maybe figure out maybe there's more than just a little monetary thing. Maybe I can do this, right? Maybe I can make videos every day for a week or two and keep posting her GoFundMe every day, as well as send a monetary donation. But my time is part of that village that she's getting help from now. I joined in that village, I. So bringing awareness is equally as important, if you don't have money, as sharing a video for somebody else who is in need or in trouble. And you don't have to share this video. You can go right to their GoFundMe and share just that GoFundMe link. I don't want anyone sharing my video to be like, oh, he's trying to... No, not at all. I said in the beginning, click on that description, read my description, copy the link in there, and post it in your browser. That's what I fucking told you. I didn't say fucking share this video so I get more subscribers, and don't give a fuck about that. I mean, I want more subscribers, but not today. This is about a lady and her son. Actually, I don't even know if Stevie Ann is I think it's I don't know what that baby is, if it's a boy or a girl. I was so sad reading it and just coughing and choking and snotting and I have no idea. I think Stevie Ann is a baby girl, but maybe I'm wrong. You know, again, I don't have any connection to these people, and I'm also a very outspoken person who does the right thing every day. I fear nothing, and I'll never be deceitful or cheat anybody on here. I don't have it in me. Some of you have helped out hugely before. You helped out Lola when she needed help, so I know there's people out there that will help when I get the right people in the chat. And at some point this week, I will send her hundreds of dollars. Maybe not myself, but I'll make sure that I aid in her acquiring hundreds of dollars for her baby and her recovery. And so the parents can drive in and out of Portage to visit their daughter, their 19-year-old daughter. A lot of money goes into when someone gets sick, and nobody should be questioning, this or that or the other. She's going to need a lot of money for her bills or for her. I have no idea. Maybe they can take her to the States to get her some extra special care. I don't know. I'm calling on doctors next from all over the world to try and give some medical advice to this girl at HSC, where the doctor said that she's the sickest patient at Health Sciences Center. It breaks my heart, all right? So to know that there's a mom, that wanted to have a baby, wanted to love her baby, but her liver started, she had an enlarged liver, and then just a bunch of other stuff started going wrong with her body. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna state what I read 4 hours ago in a sleep-deprived state. But yes, it's been quite a emotional roller coaster for that family. I'm sitting here in a bathtub crying, so I don't even know this girl or the family. If this was my family, I'd be a wreck. So I appreciate the people coming in and dropping likes, and that just means a lot to see people that are good-hearted people. So thank you. Hope you all have a great day. I'm gonna definitely hop out of the bath here, and I got a few things I gotta do this morning, but now that Buddy's not coming this afternoon, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm not doing good today. My back is sore, my neck is sore, and I don't feel good at all. I got a little bit of a sore throat, but I'm already better. I just fucking feel like a bag of shit. Like the whole bag, not just part of it. But without awareness, without information, you can't get where you want to be in this world. So don't surround yourself with turkeys that don't have any information, that don't have any awareness about real, actual life. You know what I mean? There's people out there that are smart. But are you surrounding yourself with them rather than the like? Did you surround yourself with people who are smart or people who think they're smart, or did you surround yourself with devils who have old money and are rich because they have an old name, right? Like, you can't even, old money isn't even really a thing. Now that I learned what, see, yeah, we'd love to think that, yeah, what do you call it? Generational wealth is a real thing, but it isn't. Generational wealth is only there because the first people, the first families to run each area, they call them dukes and duchesses. So you guys aren't even close to on my level. But I'll help you because you're not even outdated. You never even learned properly. So when there's a duke of Nottingham or a duchess of York, do you know what that means? That is not just a figurehead. That isn't. When they say the Lord of Niagara Falls, you guys are so far behind. You have a ton to learn about words and their powerful meanings. And if you would just take what I said to you in the very beginning of this seriously, Canadian English, you'd be a lot smarter. But when you stick with what the British taught, which was English, all you're going to ever be is a muppet, somebody who is a servant to the crown because they have a certain way of treating you, don't they? You're not allowed to say this, that, or the other. Well, in Canada, we don't have that problem. In the States, they definitely do not have that problem. So you see what I'm doing here is I'm explaining to you that there's an outside influence that's far greater than what you've ever been surrounded with in those 80 million stuck-up Bretonians. And the world is just realizing this. You're realizing how powerful Canadians are, how strong-minded and willed Canadians were in 2020 when you watched them take to the streets and stand up against what you in Britain will never rise up against. You understand? Cowards. But you're cowards because of the system put in place to govern you, right? You're not cowards because you don't have a thought. You're cowards because you're too scared to act on that thought of, freedom, which is all you got to do is just say no, right? You're not doing anything else. You're just saying, no, I'm not going to pay your taxes. No, I'm not giving no more money to the King of England. He's got fucking all our money already. He has 400,000 deeds to land deeds. 400,000. Yorks and what do you call it? Dukes and duchesses. They have thousands of land deeds underneath each of their belts. Again, you are not on my level to understand the fierceness of what they've engulfed you in. How you get out of it, you have to figure it out on your own. It's a game. There's a way to free yourself with knowledge, acting proper, being good always, and knowing that the pen is far fucking mightier than the sword. England rules with a iron fist, the same way Saddam did. The only problem is they don't recognize that England is a tyrant. Do they? They don't. There is no country in the world that's spilled more blood than England. I'll see you next time.